This is QuickWitz tips for seek and find. It's going to be very difficult to demonstrate, but I felt like I needed to do a QuickWitz tips here because processing speed is so critically important. When we think about aging and active aging, what we know seniors are most concerned about, of course, is their memory. And in fact, processing speed is a cognitive skill that goes first. It goes first fairly early. When we're about 25, we're on the downhill side of processing speed. So this is also a cognitive skill that when practiced again and again and again shows improvement that you can kind of hang on to. So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about how easy these activities are at the beginning. Because what you're going to do is simply go through the alphabet or go through the numbers from 1 to 26, but it's going to get a lot more difficult. Let me cue up the directions, then I'm going to stop and talk about and point to what my mind does when we're doing this activity. So let me cue it up.
With seek and find. Alternate between numbers and letters in order, starting with 1, followed by A, then 2, and B. Work as quickly as you can. You will have only 2 minutes. Let's look at an example. First circle the number 1, followed by A, then 2 and B, then 3 and C, and so forth. Ready?
All right, one thing I want to mention is working memory is at work here, because what we have to do is we have to remember our place. When we're alternating letters and numbers, A1 or 1A, 1A, 2B, 3C, well, that's fine until we get down to P and T, and we've got to remember what number we're looking for. And so working memory is holding something in our mind while we're doing something else and then recalling it when we need it. So working memory is at work. And you'll notice that on the same page, we have 2 different activities, 2 different layouts of seek and find. We don't want your brains to get lazy, so we have 2 different layouts. Now I'm going to show you very briefly what I do. It's just what I do. So again, talk to your residents. But as you take a look at this, let me see if I can hold it. I'm going to start with 1A, 2B. Now I hate to say this, but one thing you have to do, make sure your residents aren't cheating. This doesn't help if you just circle all the ABCs and then go back and circle all the numbers. So we want to strain their brains, and we're going to see a 1 and then an A, a B, and then where's that 2, a 3, and then the C. So what you want to do is you want to keep your eyes moving. And I seem to see a little bit of a diagonal pattern here. So when I am getting near the end and I can't find something, I'm going to look along that diagonal pattern. The other thing that I have to do is sometimes I've got my thumb or my finger on this side and I forget to look close to my fingers. So you might just mention that to them, but again, ask them for their input. It'll make a big difference. Thanks.